Now, one of the things you're likely to see on the exam or hear about, you just need to know what it is. They shouldn't go real deeply into this on the exam, and that's called Hyper-V. Now, what is Hyper-V? Hyper-V is a virtualization server technology that's built into Windows Server 2008. This gets a bit confusing because with certain versions of the 64-bit versions of Windows Server 2008, Hyper-V was in there. There's now a free standalone version of Hyper-V called Hyper-V Server 2008. This was released in October 1st of 2008. But the bottom line is this is a virtualization server, and it allows multiple operating systems to run at the same time on a machine. Now, this is very, very similar to things like Virtual PC and VMware and all this sort of thing, except that this thing is tweaked to run a lot of bells and whistles we won't get into, but it's designed to allow very efficient uses of underlying resources for various machines. What's the deal with virtualization? The big benefit is less hardware to support. If I can put one server rack in there and then load 8 or 10 servers on that in a virtual environment, then that means I can truly do what they've always told us we should do, and that is I can have a virtual server for DHCP, a separate virtual server for DNS, a separate virtual server for file services, a separate one for print services, and on and on and on and on. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. We're only limited by the processors, the memory, and the disk space in this virtual server environment. And so how many virtual servers can you have on a box? It depends on your processors, memory, disks, how you're using them, so forth. High availability. Keep in mind your virtual servers are basically exist just as like a partition of disks. And so you can easily make a copy of a virtual server by copying those virtual server files or that partition. It's very easy to just simply move a server to another physical machine and start it right up. Now, a lot lower cost because you have a lot less hardware. It's a lot faster to manage these servers instead of doing backups and restores and installing hardware and drivers and all that. You can just simply copy these files. Now, to give you an idea of what virtualization looks like, let me back out to the desktop here. Now, on the desktop, I just want to show you because what you're looking at right here is a virtualized machine. If I resize this, you will be able to see that I am running Windows Server 2008 in a virtual environment to record this material for this class. And so if I hit apply here, you'll just notice that what's happened is you can now see that this virtual machine is running inside of my desktop. You'll notice here's my machine, right? Here's Active Directory users and computers, but inside this window is a virtual server. Okay, see I can move it around and I can pull it down here, and you'll notice that's a nice concert shot there. So anyway, that's a virtual machine. If you don't know about this technology, if you're not familiar with it, jump out there on the web and read about this. You should be able to get a copy of Virtual Server for free and start playing with set up a virtual machine. You can find all kind of step-by-step guides. You may hear about this on the exam. If you do, you'll know what we're talking about. You shouldn't get a whole lot of detailed questions at this point on the exam about Hyper-V, but I just wanted you to understand what it is.